Meanwhile, fully operational and complete version of digital tenge will be available at the end of 2025, said Binur Zhalenov, the CEO of the National Payment Corporation of Kazakhstan. In an interview to the New Time reporter, he confirmed that the project of the first digital currency issued by the National Bank of Kazakhstan is now undergoing its second phase of testing regime. According to Mr. Zhalenov, digital tenge might become an important tool to ensure the transparency and effectiveness of government spending and the financial system of the state. How exactly will it work? Please follow the fragment of the interview for the answers.
Binur, thank you very much for joining us. So, please tell us what is going on with digital tenge right now. What are the latest updates on this project?
Hi, welcome to the National Payment Corporation. It's a pleasure to have you here. Last year we launched the first phase of digital tenge platform implementation. This year we're scaling the functionality, focusing on several use cases, which include use of digital tenge in public procurement to increase transparency of government spending, some use cases with digital assets, and obviously cases with cross-border payments in national digital currencies.
When can we expect the full launch of the digital tenge?
Yeah, so we made a decision to issue and implement digital tenge by the approval of the President Tokayev in the end of 2022. So we decided to make phased introduction of digital tenge. Namely, we already had the first phase launched last year. This year is the second phase, and we expect the full implementation by the end of 2025. So by the end of 2025, we hope to have digital tenge in a full operating mode.
Could you please explain for our viewers one more time, what is the digital tenge in simple words?
Sure. Digital tenge is so-called central bank digital currency. At the moment, we have two forms of money, two forms of traditional tenge, cash and cashless or electronic money. Cash money is backed by the central bank. It means that every banknote or coin that you have is backed by the government, and everyone is approving these coins and banknotes as the means of payment. And you also have an electronic money, which is in your mobile phones, in banking applications, but this electronic money is issued by particular second-tier bank. So it's backed by the second-tier bank. So now digital tenge is a combination of two, because it's available in a digital format, but it's backed by central bank, by the National Bank of Kazakhstan. And because we implemented digital tenge in a form of a token, namely, we used distributed ledger technology, blockchain, to enable digital tenge. It has its own properties. Two properties that are different from other types of money. First, you can spend digital tenge offline. In a very simple words, you can download digital tenge on your smartphone, and then even if you don't have internet connection and the merchant doesn't have internet connection, you still can do a transaction in a cashless manner. The second and probably the most important is programmability. So you can program digital tenge so that it can be spent under certain rules and triggers. And this specific property can enable different use cases. For example, targeted use of digital tenge in public procurement. Imagine Akimat or other government entity is procuring services for construction of the school. So then we can issue specific digital tenge, special purpose digital tenge, so that it can be spent only for goods and services to construct the school effectively. And also there might be a lot of other use cases. For example, imagine you are a parent, you have a child, you give some pocket money to your child, and you don't want your child to spend the money for cigarettes or alcohol. So you can sort of program these pocket digital tenge for specific type of goods and services.
In some countries, the digital currency is being used for quite time. For example, in China, they launched the digital yuan in 2022. Did you rely on international experience?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Starting from the very beginning of the project, we engaged very deep with international financial organizations such as International Monetary Fund, Bank of International Settlement, World Economic Forum, and of course we have a very I think warm relationships, bilateral relationships with a number of the central banks. Central Bank of UAE, Swedish Riksbank, Central Bank of European Union, People Bank of China, and so we tried to gather all of the different international perspectives on central bank digital currency and adapt them to the realities of Kazakhstan.
In one of your interviews, you mentioned that uncontrolled digitalization poses threat to banking competition. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, now these days banks are becoming more than banks. It's so-called digital ecosystems, because through your mobile banking application you can have access to electronic commerce services, to government services, to different kind of services. And as any other digital platform business model, the entire concept is built on the idea of network effects. Network effects occur when, for example, you becoming the user of one bank, and you being the user of one bank increases the value of this bank to other users. And for example, Facebook's functionality can be easily copied. So anyone can create a social network at the moment. But no one can compete with Facebook because it already has a number of users, right? So it has a critical network effects. And at the moment, several participants of financial industry has already gained a critical mass of network effects, critical number of users, so it's very hard to compete with them. And because of digitalizations, these negative externalities of network effects are being deteriorate competition more. So it is important to sort of establish a certain set of rules and a level playing field so that in this digital economy there still will be a chance to smaller players to enter the market, to compete with incumbents, so that we as users and consumers can enjoy the better services.